Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading. As you can tell, it's not our typical normal weekly reading. We're actually going to be doing something a little bit different this time. We are going to be doing a pick A, B, or C to give you guys some messages, and I'll give you some information about that here in 1 second. Let me fix my mic. If you're hearing any weird noises, it's pinching me, but let's get this fixed. Okay, there we go. So, excellent. You guys can see them. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to pose a question. And each of you listen to your intuition. Now, when I prayed and prepared the cards and shuffled them, and I will put a list of the cards down below. So if any of you want to know what cards we're using, just read in the information box below, and I will type up what the cards are. But I prayed, shuffled the cards. I asked that, if possible, each of you receives a message. So hopefully you will find something in this reading for you. But what we've got here today is the angels wanted you to know, what actions do you need to take in order for you to move forward? Because many people at this time are feeling stuck. Now, the beautiful thing is we have just come through this last eclipse of 2018. So the nice thing with eclipses is, they will eclipse things from our lives. They'll remove things from our lives. So for many, this year has been a very turbulent year. This is a number 2 year, so we've started into this new beginnings, these new cycles, but for many, in order to have those things, we have to let something go. When you look collectively how we are going through the ascension process, timeline collapsing, all these different things, karmic cycles are coming to an end. But while all these things are coming to an end, relationships that aren't meant for us, careers that aren't meant for us, things that we used to be into that we're not into any longer, those cycles, those patterns, those ways of being, those belief systems, again, those toxic relationships and patterns, all these things that are falling away, they don't instantaneously fall away. It takes time. As we all know, it's not overnight. Big things take time, and we are all going through very, very monumental things in our lives right now. So these things that have kept us stuck, they're not small, they're not little, they're huge, and it's taken time to release them. But for many of you, what you will find now is that you're going to be able to start letting things go. You're going to notice these things that you've been waiting to end, or that you've been wanting to end, finally they fall away. Although for some of that does take some action. It does take us doing some things. Now, for a number of us, we've been like, whatever I need to do, God, just tell me. I am all in. I will work the midnight oil to make this happen. Just tell me. So we're going to find out, well, what is it that you've got to do? Because so many are just feeling stuck and feel like, oh my gosh, I am ready. I am ready for the next chapter of my life. How do I finally close this chapter and move forward? What do I need to do? So that's a question for you to ask yourself. So go on ahead and just ask your divine team, because we all have guardian angels. We all have actually have one guardian angel that is assigned to us from the moment in which we incarnate, and that doesn't necessarily mean being birthed, but the moment our soul enters our body, typically in the womb, to the point in which we cross back over. We have one person, one being guardian angel with us the entire time. Then we have a bunch of others that come in and out. You have a divine team. They help you, they assist you, they guide you. They're the ones that kind of give you that thought of, hey, you should move into that other grocery line over there. And then when you don't listen, then you're stuck there 20 minutes longer. You're like, man, I really should listen. They're here to help. They want to help. So ask them, what do I need to do in order to move forward? Is it A? Is it this B message? Is it this C message? What? God, Jesus, angels, team, what do I need to do? Which one of these messages is my message? What is it that I need a little rump shake and kick in my derriere to get me moving forward? What do I need to do? And ask that they let you know which one of these messages for you. And we're going to go over them one at a time. So we are going to start off with A. Okay, close enough. We're going to roll with it. Okay, so if you picked A, you have a lot of cards, which is why we're not going to waste any time going over them. They should be fairly close. Actually, let me pop up and make sure. Okay, good. So I tried to have the camera fairly close so that you can see the graphics without me having to hold these up, because with losing daylight, because we are nearing the end of our day here in Ohio, I wanted you guys to be able to see everything without a glare with me holding them up, and hopefully this is going to help you. Okay. Group A. Aren't you guys excited? You're like number 1. Okay, let me get these. Okay, in a minute. So we're going to pull these in a minute. I know, because there's some of you that will comment sometimes, like, Nicole, why are you talking so quiet to yourself? Well, I hear Jesus and Archangel Michael all the time, nonstop, like 24/7 talking to me. Like I have conversations with other people, and then when I do these readings, a number of other angels pop in. So every once in a while, if you hear me get quiet, I'm just chatting back with them. So they want us to pull some clarifiers along the way. So those are handy and ready. So let's see here. You have, come on, Miss Lexi. Hold on, we've got a fur baby that wants to join us. Hello, darling. Have a seat. Okay. So you have improving health. You have guilt. You have comparison. You have this card, surrender to joy. At the bottom, it says a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Now, and then you also have this card, misfortune. It is the disgrazia. So, guilt. When you look at this card, you see all this confusion, this darkness, this gray. It almost kind of like looks like mountains. Like for many of you, you feel as though there's these mountains, these things that you can not overcome because you are riddled with guilt. Because you have wronged someone else. You have done something wrong to them. Sometimes this can also be about going against our beliefs, our views, what is best for us. This can also be talking about, totally feeling stuck, because this is not a happy person that's on their path. Definitely looking kind of stuck, held back by these skeleton-like, claw-like, reptilian-like looking fingers clawing at the scalp. But this is about feeling stuck, feeling as though we are worthless, feeling as though we are undeserving because of past mistakes or past failures that we have had, repeatedly punishing ourselves for those things that we have done, when in fact we just need to learn, look at that as though it's a learning experience, let go and move forward, move on. But many of you are struggling because these two cards are both about thoughts being stuck in our head, being stuck in our minds. You keep repeatedly over and over and over and over replaying this course of actions that you have taken towards someone else. And you do feel guilt about it. You feel sorrow, you feel regret, you feel remorse. Because of this, you at this time, you don't have joy. You are seeking joy. You want to have joy. I mean, heck, we all want some joy, right? You want that. You deserve that. You are deserving of that. But you feel as though you cannot get there. There's been a lot of confusion, you have lacked clarity. Like if you look at this image, you see all these beautiful little flowers here. But the flowers can't drop. Think of the flowers kind of like blessings. God is trying to bring you some blessings. The blessings can't come in because you keep beating yourself up. You keep ripping your hair out over things that you have done in the past. But the past is the past. It's behind us. It can't be redone. It is what it is. You need to learn that lesson, which they're saying you have learned the lesson. The problem is you are having difficulty releasing that. You are having difficulty releasing yourself. You are beating yourself up, and the time has come for you to stop doing that. They're trying to liberate you. They are trying to bring you blessings. Some of you see, she's like, oh my gosh. Like some of you are kind of like, I can't believe I did that. What in the hell was I thinking? And these thoughts, they're just, see how you got these 4 decrepit looking nasty hands digging and clawing. These thoughts keep digging at you over and over and over and over, and you can't seem to escape them. But they are trying to free you from that. In order to free, you have to free yourself. Because again, this is internal. This someone externally is not doing this to you. These are your thoughts. You are not worthless. Yes, you may have made mistakes. For some of you, this is something that you have done to someone else. It is a relationship that has been severed and damaged because of actions you have taken with the person in the past. But the past is the past. But what do we do when we do someone wrong, when we hurt someone? The first step is kind of like an alcoholic. What does an alcoholic do? They first have to admit they have a problem, and then they seek assistance. The first thing to do is, okay, you realize, you've already actually done step one, so congratulations, bravo. You realize, oh my gosh, I screwed up, I hurt this person, I did this person wrong. Next step is to apologize. Do something about it. Many of you fear that you can't overcome the past. However, you can and you will. You have this next card. This is comparison. This is another mind. This is another you're spinning over and over. And some of you, they're saying you overthink and overanalyze way too much. They're trying to help you throttle back out of that so you can move forward. But you'll notice that you've got this oak tree and you've got this bamboo stalk. Typically this card is about, comparing ourselves to others. We don't want to compare ourselves to others because we are all uniquely different. We're always going to find someone that looks better than us. We're always going to find someone that looks worse than us. Go out in the beginning of summer when you are feeling like, I don't want to try on swimsuits, let alone, God forbid, go out to the pool or go to the beach with everyone else, feeling like an Oompa Loompa, feeling like the big bright lights are on you. You got dimples here, you got things there. Oh my gosh, when did that start sticking out? And you're just feeling awful. You're feeling horrible. But then your first day at the beach, you're like, dang, I'm looking mighty fine. Things aren't as bad as I thought. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop. There's always going to be someone better looking. There's always going to be someone not as good looking. There's always going to be someone that has a few more gifts. There's always going to be people that have less than gifts. But we all have something amazing and valuable and unique and special. And you do. Because what happens when we compare ourselves to others, we begin to feel inferior. We begin to feel less than. We begin to feel as though we are inadequate. As though we are not worthy. Some of you, you have this opportunity that will bring you joy, that will bring you happiness. It is an opportunity you do have to take. Notice she's taking this leap, this grand leap. You are going to have to take a leap of faith. However, it will bring you into a firm foundation that will fill you with joy, that will fulfill you. But you're fearing that you're not worthy of it. You're fearing it's not going to work out. You feel as though you lack what's necessary. You don't have enough value. For some of you, it's actually a hang-up that you have about money. Because for some of you, you dated someone in the past. So see how that's all nitpicking, pick. You have dated someone in the past that deeply hurt you. It was a mistake. It was a relationship that taught you a lot of lessons. But that person was a bit of an ag. They were hurtful. They nitpicked at you all the time. They were always tearing you down, clawing at you. See, it's almost like these little reptilian fingers, which is interesting because this is like the symbol of like twin flames, divine love intertwined. Some of you, you are a twin flame. This person from your past who hurt you is a reptilian being. So reptilians, if you are not familiar, are the lowest vibrational entities here in our plane here on Earth. In Christianity, they are referred to as demons. But they're reptilians. Kind of these fingers are kind of like little reptilian fingers. So for some of you that are twin flames, this person, this karmic partner of yours who was very toxic and hurtful to you, they are a reptilian at a soul level. But they nitpicked at you because you're a twin flame. You are God's love, unconditional love here. You are here to help hundreds, if not thousands of people. But they didn't want you doing what you were here to do. They wanted to keep you stuck. So they picked at you all the time. Said hurtful things, tore you down, made you feel unappreciated, made you feel undervalued, made you feel like, you don't have anything. Everyone's a little better. But at some point, you started believing their crap. That's the problem. You started believing it. You shouldn't have believed it. Because now you have this opportunity for true love. For some of you, this is twin love. You have this opportunity. You have been evaluating, because they're saying this comparison, you have been comparing people, potential relationships. So you have this, again, this oak tree, and oak trees, they are very solid. They're very hard. They're full of strength. So you've had You've had this relationship from the past. You see, like the bark is like falling off, it's falling apart. So you've had this relationship that over time, over many years, you continued to try and have the strength and the endurance. You kept trying to make that relationship grow. By golly, I'm going to build something out of this. I'm going to take this wood and build a home. And no, you can't build a home. It's not meant to be. But you kept trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. But you finally got to the point you're like, I don't have the strength for this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And so you start evaluating relationships. You're like, okay, well, I got option A. And option A has been a heck of a lot of work. And I'm tired. I'm worn out. I don't even want this anymore. I don't want to be around this person. I don't want to talk to this person. Heaven forbid, I don't even want to have sex with this person. For some of you, that's kind of what kept you around. But you're comparing people. You're comparing potentials. And then you're like, you got this other person. And you're like, well, bamboo is filled with water. Water is all about emotions, indicative of emotions and feelings. So this other relationship, this potential, okay, you're not in a relationship with the person. You're not even talking to the person. But this other potential, for some, it's your twin, this divine relationship. This person, they have virtue. You feel a deep emotional connection to them. It is not just a surface how things look connection. It's something way, way, way deeper. You picture the relationship with this person because, again, you're comparing. What would the relationship with A be like? What would the relationship with B be like? Okay, A that I've been in and I know, well, they're horrible. They nitpick. They make me feel bad. They make me feel less than. It's just been chipping away at my ego and my self-esteem and tearing me down. It's been nothing but a whole bunch of work. At this point, I've just been hanging in because I just don't want to give up because then I'm going to feel like a failure. But in fact, staying in this is a failure because it's just hurting me. So, okay, I think I'm going to let that go. It's really bad, but what do I think about option B? Well, option B, I feel a lot of connection. I feel like, she, he, like they'll bend, they'll be flexible. They'll actually do for me. Because for those of you that you're comparing to people, the one person's very rigid. It's their way or the highway. You will do for them or you will just get on out. They are not going to be giving. They have not ever been giving to you. They're all about taking. In relationships, both people have to give and take. You have to flex. You have to bend. Sometimes you're going to need more from your partner. Sometimes your partner's going to need more from you. But you can't always be the one giving. So in this relationship, you're kind of looking at your T-chart. You're like, well, dang, I've been giving to that person all the time. They don't ever give back to me, ever. Meanwhile, my bark's falling apart. I'm falling apart. I'm a hot mess ripping my hair out. Phew, this is not working. Let me take a look. Option B. Well, option B, I feel this deep love. I feel like there's harmony. I feel like she or he, they would give to me. They would appreciate me. It would not be one-sided. There could be some harmony. There could actually be some balance. I would actually feel appreciated and valued. So you're looking at it, you're like, okay, I don't think I want to go for this. But it requires a leap of faith. What you need to do in order to move forward is you do need to take that leap of faith. You are fearful, however, of taking that leap of faith. This card at the top, this is misfortune. And this card is, total destruction, tragedy, something serious, something that completely falls apart. To take a leap of faith in this new direction with this person. That will lead to your joy. That will lead to your happiness. That will fulfill you. However, because of the way that things ended in the past, which is why you have guilt, you are fearful that you have totally ruined those chances. You feel that it's dead, it's done, it's over. I'm hearing that song, Burning It Down. It's not burnt down for good things. Okay. If you ever listen to someone who has survived suicide, they will always say about how just after they did it, just after they took that action, just after they took the pills, or maybe they had a noose around their neck and they took the leap of faith, and they were not successful. Their attempt was not successful. They always say how just seconds after They did it. They totally regretted it. And I can share this. I know many are have had friends. One of my closest friends actually committed suicide in January. Now, being a medium intuitive, I've heard her come through, and she regretted what she did. But they always regret it right after they did it. There's always instant remorse. And you can hear that from people who are actually survivors, that have survived suicide attempts. And if you listen, they always regret it. Right after they did, they're like, why in the hell did I do that? Why? This potential relationship with this divine partner for most of you, you burnt that bridge down with that person. In moments after you did that, you regretted it. You see how this person's jumping to their death out of the side of the building? So when you ended things with plan B, option B, and for some of you, they're saying for some of you, you actually don't have another person currently in your life. It's just residual things from that past relationship that hurt you that are keeping you from moving forward with plan B. So it's kind of like, okay, do I continue to stay single or do I move forward with this divine love? But the problem is, for all of you, that this is a partner who is a divine partner who you do want to move forward with. You do want to make amends. You do want to apologize. You do want to clear the air. You do want to allow the blessings to come in with this person. You are not taking that leap of faith because you are fearful that there's no bridge that's going to catch you, because you burnt that bridge down. When you said farewell to that person and you burnt that bridge, because this building burning down, this isn't because of a natural disaster. You don't see a storm and a lightning bolt. You know, this wasn't a lightning bolt hit the building and it was a natural disaster and it just went up in flames on its own. This is arson. This is someone intentionally burnt that down. You intentionally, purposefully ended that relationship, ended that connection. You burnt that down and you did a real good job of it. You were like Texas Big. You were not just throwing in one cigarette butt. You threw in a whole pack. You put some gasoline on top of it. Then you threw in a couple more burning cigarettes. And then you thought, for good measure, I'm going to throw in some firecrackers because this is coming down. I am not having any chance of this gal or this guy coming back. Now you realize, oh, dear God, they're the one. What did I do? What did I do? Why did I do that? Oh, dear God, why did I do that? But here's the thing. Look at this card. Now, the interesting thing with different cards is there's always different imagery. So when I get ready to do your readings, they always tell me exactly what cards they want me to use, because of whatever imagery they're wanting to use. In the other decks of these cards, these are your Sibillas, and I have the Sibilla Italianos, which I'm going to pull here in a minute. These are the Gypsies, but they have all different ones, and they all have different graphics. But the other one that you typically will see me use, there's no firefighters. So you want to take that leap of faith. You want to do that. But you're fearful that it's dead, it's over, it's done. Because you ended it. You regret it. But it's too late. That's in the past. But what you're missing, in the other cards, there's no firefighters. The thing is just coming up. It's just burning up. Fast, furious. It's burning from the inside out. There's no chance. But if you'll notice here, you've got this firefighter. He's putting out the flames. You got this firefighter over here. He's putting out the flames. And interestingly, you see up the side of the building, it's bricks. So if you go to any old warehouses, say you go to an old sewing factory, a lot of these old factories and such, they were built out of brick. A solid foundation that can withstand a fire. Now granted, the interior frequently would be built with hardwood flooring, a lot of character because it was primarily wood on the interior. So when a fire would come through, in fact, the entire center of the building would be totally disintegrated and gone, but the structure, the foundation, the entire exterior, still firmly there. The fire's not taking that down. Those of you that this is your twin flame, nothing's going to take this down. This is still there. You're fearful of taking a leap of faith in their direction because the guilt and the things that you have from the past. You think that it has burnt down to the ground, that there is not a chance But in fact there is. Now, okay. So we have Fortuna. Fortuna, this is all about something that's fortunate, something that is good luck. Then we have the Pensiero, and this is the man who is in deep thought. He's considering things. He is contemplating. He is really evaluating his deep emotions. He's also making a decision. It is time that you make a decision. Number one, you need to take a leap of faith. Number two, you need to make a decision. The time has come. Then you have this Falsita. Falsita is all about lies and hidden intent and secrecy and those, the web of lies that we have weaved. Sometimes we weave those things out of selfishness or self-serving reasons. So you had this person. This person was actually good luck for you. They were good luck. They're a divine love of yours. You dumped them out. You let them go. Because at the time you weren't feeling it. You were, for some of you, feeling someone else. Now for some of you, that other person, for some of you, the other person, you know how they're saying, like those of you that are twins, there's this karmic partner of yours that's like a reptilian at a soul level. This card's also about black magic. She put a spell on you. You felt like you were in the twilight zone. Like, kind of, if you look close, it kind of looks like that cat's crazy and out of it, like under a spell. Do. So for some of you, this toxic relationship that you kept going back to is kind of like the twilight zone. Do. You felt like you're constantly going in circles. Sometimes you felt like, I think she's crazy. I think she may be crazy, or he. But you let this other person go. You chose the other one. And you come to this point, you're comparing, okay. So now you're at the point, you're like, okay, I don't want to go back to that one. I want this one back. How am I going to make that happen? Oh, because now you finally come to really look at your true emotions and you realize this is built on lies, deception. This is truth. Like she's naked. She's naked. She's not hiding anything. This person's hiding that they're not even a person. They're a demonic reptilian. But, okay, I realized, okay, this is the one I want. But how do I get there? You get there by making a decision and communicating. Beginning with, I am sorry. Because for most of you, you do feel very guilty for the actions you have taken in the past, for the things that you have done. And for some of you, you did choose someone else because you thought things would turn out well, and they didn't. It was a very misfortunate affair, and you learned a lot of lessons. Now, for some of you, this Falsita is saying that you are secretly contemplating, how do I get her or him back? To keep it from confusion, you are this man thinking, contemplating. But if your guides told you to pick A and you're a lady and this is your story, well, then that's you. But you're contemplating. You're like, okay, I want this. I realize this is a fortunate thing. I realize I lost something that was really good, very precious. Precious indeed. Now, how do I get that back? How do I get them back? Well, it does require, which again, these are the actions the angels recommend you take. You need to make a decision. You need to make a choice. Because if you look here, you've got the two. You've got the two feathers. You've got these two pillars. You are choosing either between two people. What's behind curtain A? What's behind curtain B? You let plan B fall to the wayside before. Now suddenly plan B is looking quite yummy and scrumptious. But you have to make a choice to go in the direction of option B. For some of you, that option A is still hanging on there, making that choice. There's communication that also needs to happen. But it's time to make a choice because only you are keeping yourself stuck. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So for a large number of you, this isn't necessarily so much communication about the person from your past, because you have ended it with the person from the past. Now, for some of you, you have not necessarily officially ended it with that person. Maybe there's some legal documentation that you have to sign. For others of you, you are secretly contemplating, okay, do I stay single because I'm having difficulty opening my heart, or do I apologize and try to work things out with this person who is a blessing from the past? But you're trying to make a choice. The time has come. I was asking them, what is this falsita? What is it that you are needing to communicate? What were these lies of yours? So we have messaggere. This is news from afar. So this lover, this divine love, with whom you are being encouraged to move forward and offer your cup of love to them, they are at a distance from you. So, you're being encouraged to communicate with them. You are being encouraged to communicate the truth with them. You have this la superbia. This is all about haughtiness, vanity, loving luxury. So maybe for some of you, you chose this other person because maybe they had money, or maybe it looked good. Maybe they look real good on paper. Because, sometimes you'll be with people in relationships because they look really good. Like I had my stepmom, she was over recently, and she was like, so how's that pilot? And I'm like, huh. But for her, hey, he's a pilot. Kind of like that's how some people are with relationships of, oh, how's that doctor? How's that attorney? How's that pilot? But that doesn't mean that's a good person for you. On paper, they might look good. That doesn't mean they're good for you. But for some of you, you chose this person because on paper, they look real good. Or maybe physically, they look real good. But that was about it. Peacock. In Catholicism, the peacock is a symbol of immorality, but also resurrection in Jesus. So, you are feeling guilty. Okay, some of you are feeling guilty because you chose option A, this person you had a long-standing relationship with. You chose them, and it was a relationship built on immorality. For some of you, it was just built on sexual desires. So for some, it was your side piece, but it was your long-time side piece, like your dirty little secret. This person was your dirty little secret, and you chose them. But now, you have come to the realization that was a poor choice. But now you want to make right. You want to resurrect this relationship with option B. And you want to make right by that. You're fearful it won't work out so well, though. The l'amica, this is the female friend. This is someone, which is interesting, it's first. So you see here, she's putting this chair up next to the fire. She's very warm, very welcoming, very loving, very considerate. So she's pulling this chair up next to the fire for her guest to welcome them. She welcomes them in with warm arms. Come in, it's all right. Let's talk, Make yourself at home. My home is your home. Someone that's a true friend, someone that is comforting. Someone who is loyal, supportive, offers sound advice. This is also someone who you could have a harmonious relationship. The interesting thing with this card, so most cards in this deck, if they're reversed, the meaning will be the total opposite. So there's some other people cards in this deck, and when they're flipped, it's the total opposite meaning of what it is upright. But this is one of the few cards where when it's reversed, it actually strengthens the core meaning even more. So what's a good thing becomes an even better thing. So this is someone with whom you could have a very harmonious relationship. This is someone who in the past you did not have requited love for. You chose option A. You didn't choose them. You chose someone else. Or you chose to just walk away from them. But this is the person who can turn your entire situation around. This is the person who can bring you to joy, bring you to fulfillment. This is the person who will help fulfill your hopes and dreams, leading you to prosperity, leading you to a harmonious, mutually beneficial relationship. This is someone with whom you can have a blissful reunion. But you're fearful it's over. You're fearful you don't have a chance. This card's all about the vedovo. This is the widower. This is all about grief and sorrow and resignation. Silent resignation, because again, you're not saying anything. You're doing a whole lot of thinking, but no talking, no communicating. So again, I was asking, like, what's the falsita? What's the lies? So the lies, things that you need to communicate is to get a message to her from a distance, to let her know that, hey, I'm sorry. I made a choice. I want to fix things with you. I want to turn things around with you. And not being silent, not silently giving up, because that's kind of where you're at. You've given up. You've given up. And when you look at your life, you can see where all areas of your life are being hit by this. Your career, your finances. Because by giving up on this divine love, it's as though you've given up on life. You don't need to give up. You haven't lost anything. Yet. Why are they saying yet? And for those of you this is twin, you're always going to be spiritually connected. But see the vedovo, the widower. So he's at this gravesite of his wife who's passed, and it's not a fresh gravesite. There's not dirt piled up. There's been a whole minimum of a year's growth. He's finely dressed. He's not disheveled, going through grief of having just lost his spouse, his partner. He is dressed. He looks mighty fine. He's well coordinated. He's looking quite dapper. He has his hair done. He doesn't have flyaways everywhere. He even has his bow tie very neatly tied. You've had adequate time to fix this. You've had adequate time to move on from your past hurts. For some of you, the thing that has you fearful is because you were hurt so badly by this ex of yours, by this ex-partner of yours, you suffered tremendously. And for some of you, you have suffered a loss with that person. So for some of you, they were saying, like, maybe there's some legal, maybe you've gone through a divorce with the option A that you chose, and you've paid handsomely, and it really, really, really left a mark on you. But it's over. It's done. You're not helpless. You're not hopeless. You're able to move forward now. But in order to do that, it is up to you. It's not up to anyone else. Again, it comes back to you are the one spinning in your thoughts. You are the one that thinks you can't make plan B work because you burnt that bridge. You didn't totally burn the bridge. It's still bricks that are standing. Things are still standing. She would still be warm and welcoming. She's not going to tip your chair into the fire. She will welcome a conversation with you. It's not dead. It's not over. But it does require you opening up your heart, because for a number of you, you have been closed off to love because of what a past lover, partner has done to you. But the time has come to communicate the truth. Take a leap of faith, communicate the truth. And to release these self-limiting beliefs that you have. Because this improving health card, you're being encouraged to offer your cup of love to option B. But this is also about removing any harmful, not just people, because you've pretty much removed the toxic person. For those of you that still have this person you chose to go with, and you still haven't totally communicated that that's over with that person, you need to. Which is why my throat keeps scratching. But all around you need to communicate. Because this is not just releasing toxic people, behaviors, foods, beliefs. For some, it is releasing finally, officially, the toxic person. Most of you have done that. They're congratulating you. In which case, it is to release those toxic thoughts that this can't work out, this isn't going to work out, that, oh my gosh, it's beyond repair because I did A and B and C and yada, 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 yada. It's a record you keep playing over in your mind. No one else is doing that. You're doing that. So they're encouraging you to do something. It's time for you to make a decision. It's time for you to open up your mouth and communicate. It's time for you to, what are you doing, Allie? It's time for you to open up. It's time to offer your cup of love. Now, what they were telling me, what I talked about earlier, is they were telling me to look at the bottom cards. Because they want you to know it's really okay to have the conversation. It's really not. You all think it's deader than a doornail. Like, she has moved on. She is engaged with someone else. And for some of you, she is dating someone else and she has moved on. But God can work miracles in one day. But God can't do miracles alone. He does require you to take some action. And if you can be brave and do that, we have the conversation. This is Pleasant Conversations. They're all sitting down, they're having a pleasant conversation. No one's throwing tea at anyone else. Delarante, stupid action, stupid behavior. So if you can communicate that, hey, I did some things in the past I'm not proud of. I'm sorry that I did those things. But you know what? I'm going to make things right. And share that truth. Then you receive the gift. And the gift is her. Which is interesting that they're mirrors of each other. Just as you think it's dead and done and over, she thinks the same thing. Look, they're even wearing the same colored clothing. For a large number of you, this is your twin flame. You're mirroring each other. She thinks it's over. You think it's over. Now, she has come to the gravesite to say her final farewell. Because she knows it is time to move on with her life. She must release her sorrow and sadness. Whereas he's continuing to hold on to it. You both want the same thing. It does require you to communicate, though. So hopefully you can do that, because for you to move forward, they're saying those are your things. Take your leap of faith, offer your cup of love, communicate, share the truth. It's not going to hurt that bad. Okay, option B. Oh my gosh, these are going to take forever. I might have to break them up. Okay, so if you chose B, let's see here. What did you get? Oh, dropping some cards. Okay. I do have a number of lights on, so as the sun is setting, you should still be able to see these fairly well. Okay, so you have no. You have awareness. This is a major arcana. You have surrender, low self-esteem. At the bottom, it says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And then you have glare. Let me see if I can read it. Frivolity. Leggerezza. Okay. So this is all about, this card awareness, this is all about the illusion being lifted, the veil being torn, no longer being deceived. Finally being aware of what the truth is, seeing the truth. Because if you were to look at this card, you'd think there's this big monster, also scary behind the curtain. And then the curtain starts to rip and you're like, oh, look at that sweet little angelic Buddha looking like being. That's not a big, mean, scary person. I just got played. But you're seeing the truth now, and that's good. Because this card's also saying that by being able to see the truth and see how things truly are, we can then detach ourselves from that situation in order to move forward into something new that is good for us. Because if you look here, it's like claws, like, get back here, like, I'm gonna grab a hold of you. Come on, Miss Sally, sit down. So, Group B, you all are playing out like a bunch of Scorpios. Maybe you are Scorpios. Because some of these things are, we're going to move this. This is kind of contradictory. Let me tell you what they're talking about. So you've got this surrender, low self-esteem. Interestingly, sunflowers. Sunflowers are like the flower that signifies happiness, joy, like They're the perfect flower to bring someone that you love, to bring someone that you want to brighten their day. You want to bring them joy. You want to bring them pleasure. You want to bring them happiness. It's all about hope and warmth and adoration and happiness. Happiness. Oh, but you're not happy. You're in a relationship where you are not happy. You're not. You're in a relationship with someone who has been lying to you, who has been deceiving you. They have been doing so to keep you stuck in a relationship that is meant to fall away. Because you know how they're saying this monster trying to grab a hold of you? So for some of you, this is someone that has been trying to trap you into a marriage or a relationship, or, I mean, it's somebody that you've been dating. You have been in a monogamous committed relationship with a person, but you are not yet married to them. So for some of you, maybe they've been trying to trap you. Some of you, they've either lied about being pregnant when they weren't pregnant. They have lied about health issues when they don't have health issues. They have lied about needing money, needing your monetary assistance. But whatever their reason to catch you, to hold you, to keep you trapped, keep you stuck in this relationship, or to get you to put a ring on it, take it to that next level, it's built on a faulty foundation. It's a lie. You have recently discovered the truth to their lies and deception. But unfortunately, you have been staying in this relationship because you haven't had you want so much to be happy. From a distance, it would appear that this relationship is happy, but it's not. It hasn't been since its conception, since it began. And for some of you, you do not feel as though you are deserving of love. You feel as though, okay, well, this is as good as it's going to get, so I'm just going to suck it up and act like it's just fulfilling me when it's not fulfilling you. It's not making you happy. It's time to walk away from it. But you're not doing that. This frivolity card, this is a card that is about being ostentatious, vanity, pride, arrogance, carefreeness, doing something without thought. But this is a card. It also talks about a very short-lived investment. So for some of you, this is relationship. It's a newer relationship. It could be a relationship that you've been in for 6 months, year and a half, no more than 2 years. But it's a new relationship. For some of you, it may even seem like a new relationship because you don't live near each other, which is how, for some of you, they were able to hoodwink you and totally lie to you. It was bad. It was a bad lie, really bad, and it hurt you deeply. Because even though you're not fully into this relationship, they don't really fulfill you. Because if you look at this butterfly's wings are spread out. This butterfly is about to take off and move on to pollinate another flower. You have been contemplating leaving this relationship. It was a short-lived investment. You put a little time into it, a little effort. It was good while it lasted, but it's been dying for a while. If you look, this is dead. These leaves are shriveling up and dying. It's not, there aren't more blooms, there aren't more flowers. This is all dead. The relationship's over. It's finished. You have been preparing to leave the relationship. You have been preparing to end the relationship, which is why for some of you, this person pulled out a bunch of magic tricks and lies trying to keep you stuck and trapped. Thankfully, God is good and you are protected, and they have shown you that this person is full of baloney, that they were lying, they were hoodwinking you, simply to trap you. But you're ready to fly. You're not doing it. Why are you not doing it? Because it's one thing if we don't feel that we're deserving and such, and so we jump into a relationship. Some of you just jumped into it to have company. And so you jumped in this relationship and you're like, well, okay, it'll be fine, it'll do. And then you've gotten the point that, okay, well, it's not working anymore. But you haven't had the gumption to get out of it yet. Okay. So we have Consolante Sorpresa. And this is, okay, good, you guys can see those. Excellent. So you see this guy, he's got his fishing pole, he's got his net, like he went to go catch a new fish. So for some of you, this relationship, when you met this person, you started dating this person, they were like a pleasant surprise. Like you were out, because there's plenty of fish in the sea, you were like, by golly, I got my pole, I got my net, I'm about to catch me some fish. I'm about to go hook me one. And so you went fishing, and there's no fish. This is a little bag of money. But it's about a comforting surprise. It's not really the success you wanted. It wasn't really what you expected. You know, you really want this amazing love, success, and, mutually beneficial. I mean, you want like the fireworks. You want you want the storybook. But you know what? It worked. I mean, it really wasn't a fish. It wasn't somebody that you were planning to build something long-term with, but it was a comfort surprise. Unexpected. So you jumped into the relationship with this person. You got Lamante. This is the male lover, but this is the Jack of Hearts. And the Jack of Hearts, he's very youthful. He makes blind decisions. He makes rash decisions. You see, he's serenaded, but there's no one here. There's no woman standing here looking at him adoringly in his eyes. There's no one staring at him from up here like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. There's no one there. He's singing to himself. So this relationship that you jumped into, some of you just jumped into it rashly. But some you just jumped into it because you liked the attention that the person was giving you. Or you liked the attention that other people were giving you. For some of you, maybe you had just jumped out of another relationship and this was a rebound. So this is like, hey, I'm going to get back at the one I just left. I left that one. I went fishing. Okay, I didn't really get what I really want. But hey, looks good. Makes the other one mad. But I get for a number of you, you want love. You really do. And you were giving all types of attention to this person, and they were not returning it. Or they were back scheming what they were going to do to keep you trapped and stuck. But you've been trying to end things with this person, and every time you try to do that, they try to bait you back in and keep you stuck, which is why they came up with their latest scheme and plan, which you did discover the truth, or you were about to discover the truth. They lied to you, hence the letter. Oh my gosh, why are my eyes itching? There's something you're refusing to see. Why are you refusing to see the truth? You're refusing to see the truth. You're refusing to acknowledge it and leave, knowing that this is not good for you. Knowing this isn't love. She's not here. There's no one there. But you've got these communications coming in. You have this letter. This is a love letter, love communications. Okay. That explains it. All right. Here's why. If you guys are people that are listening to all of them, you'll find that when I did the reading for whomever picked A, some of these cards, when they're reversed, how many of these are reversed? Maybe that's the only two. Okay. Some of these cards that represent people, when they are upright, they're one meaning. When they are reversed, they're the total opposite meaning. People who had A, it's actually not the total opposite. It's like one of the only few cards in the deck that actually strengthens that message even more. You have one that's the traditional, it's total opposite. So I was asking you, what is this communication? Because it's communication at a distance. So this person that you are in this relationship with, to keep you from getting confused, you are the male lover. You got this relationship unexpected. You were in this relationship for 6 months to 2 years. It was unexpected. This person's lying to you, deceiving you. You have recently figured that out. You are trying to end the relationship. They are making it very difficult for you. You are at a distance from each other, hence the written communications from a distance. But I was asking, what is it that needs to be communicated? Because again, this is all about what is it that you need to do to move forward. You need to face the truth, accept the truth. You need to fly away and pollinate another flower. You need to put your fishing pole back up in that water. Because this isn't a fish, this is a bag full of coins. She's been weighing you down. You don't need to be weighed down. You need happiness. You deserve love. You deserve joy. You deserve success. You deserve a relationship that's mutually beneficial and not someone who's simply riding your coattails and keeping you around for what you can do for them. Trying to hoodwink you to keep you stuck in a relationship you don't want to be in. Because I get for some of you, every time you've tried to end this relationship, they pull some stunt or play on your emotions to pull you back in. But the conversation, this letter, the thing that needs to be communicated. You have the Mercante, and you see he's like standing here, he's got all this stuff packed, and he's like waiting for someone, but he is angry. Look at him. He's got the scowl on his face, he's got his arms crossed. I mean, he's pissed. He is not happy. He is furious. He is frowning. He is unemotional because the merchant, I mean, he's a good businessman. He's shrewd. He's all about it. But he's not showing, other than this angry scowl he's not showing, well, I guess he's also got his arms crossed and he's kind of looking quite firm in his stance. But otherwise, he's not showing his emotions. He's cold. Now, as a businessman, he's a very excellent businessman. He's a leader. He's very charismatic. But he's livid with her. Now, this is the Donna Maritata. This is the married woman or a woman in a commitment. She has 2 children. So for some of you, maybe this woman that you've been in a relationship, maybe she does have 2 children. Maybe she has a son and a daughter. But she has children. Upright, this would be a good card. It would mean she's a good person. She's loyal, she's faithful, honest, trustworthy, someone who's kind, someone you can count on, but it's reversed. She is not any of those things. This is indicative of a woman who is divorced. Hence, for some of you, they're saying she is divorced and those are her children that she has with another man. Those are not your children. She has never been pregnant with your child. She is never going to have your children. For some of you, she could be separated from a spouse. Maybe she's separated and that's when the 2 of you began dating. She has children from someone else. But she is a great mistake. This card reversed, it's indicative of a woman who is very calculating. She's vindictive. She's malicious. She is very wicked. She's very scheming, deceptive. She's very opportunistic. So she will jump on any opportunity. And for those of you, she has jumped on any opportunity that she can to keep you in this relationship, which you have been trying to free yourself from. She's very manipulative. She plays on your emotions. She is not trustworthy at all. She's very cunning. And they keep saying over and over, she's extremely manipulative. Extremely. For some of you, she likes to assert her control over you, but the asserting her control over you, she does so in a fashion where she plays on your emotions. Because again, it comes back to the tactics which she has used to keep you stuck. Are either faking pregnancy, faking illness, faking that she needs money, faking these things so that you will be this knight on the white horse that just comes to her rescue and helps her. She's also very controlling. But the way in which she controls, so maybe she likes to, because this again is a relationship that looks like it's happy, but it's not happy. So maybe she likes to take a whole bunch of pictures and let's post these online, show everyone how happy we are, when in fact you're miserable. But she does that to, out of also jealousy, kind of like when a dog pees on its territory, because it wants everyone to know that this belongs to me. It's kind of like she's a dog peeing on her territory. And she does that out of jealousy. It's not because she's like, oh my gosh, I want everyone to see this amazing man. It's like, I want everyone to know that this is mine. I've staked my claim. And by golly, I will do anything possible and anything necessary to keep him from leaving. This is my prey. I caught him. But you know what she did. You know what she lied about. Same for most of you, you already know that. But here's the thing. You are at a distance from each other. You want to end the relationship with her. You can do that in a letter, but they're saying you're not going to be able to do that. But what you do need to communicate with her is that, hey, we need to meet. Need to have a face-to-face conversation. You have stanza. This is the room. This is about two people. Like if you look at this, oh, come on, Willis. If you look at this card, you've got these two chairs facing each other. Huh. You gotta be kidding me. For some of you, where is that? Some of you, you are A and you are B. You see this man? People that picked A, they need to make a freaking decision. The time has come for them to make a decision. For some of you, you're that same fella. Because here's this table. He may have changed the tablecloth, but it's still the same table. So for some of you, may only be a couple of you, but situation A is you as well. You need to make a decision. One of the decisions that you have to make is to end this with this gal. But these are two chairs that are facing each other. So two people were there having a conversation. This conversation needs to be had in person. You could choose to end it in writing if you choose, but they're saying you're not going to be able to do that. So what you are being encouraged to do, the actions you need to take to move forward, is you need to fly away from this relationship. You need to end this relationship. You need to accept the truth. You need to have a face-to-face conversation to end it, because this card stanza, it is about having a face-to-face conversation so that you can discuss an important matter. So that you can make a decision, because these two people came together. The two of you need to come together to have a conversation to end this relationship. Because two people came together to make a decision, and then they went in opposite directions. For some, they go in opposite directions to share the news, because for some, you have kept it under wraps that this is not going well. So for some of you, you've given the image to your family and friends like, we're so in love. For some of you, that they tried to hook you, pull you in with a fake pregnancy or something big. Maybe you even ran out and you're like, baby, let's get married. We're going to make this work. And then you're like, holy crap, they lied the entire freaking time. Meanwhile, the two of you haven't shared any of this with your family or friends. They don't know the two of you have been on the rocks the whole time, which is why she lied, to keep you stuck, and you're still on rocks and it's almost over. Angels are encouraging you to have that conversation so that you can make the decision to call this quits, because the room's all jacked up. It's not going to be an easy conversation, which is why they're saying this no card. That's why the no card's there. Okay. So if you see this angel, the angel like has their arms up and like, no, don't you step any further. You're done. They're saying you need to stand firm when you have this conversation, because she is going to pull every potential trick and stop that she can to get you to not end the relationship. You need to be strong enough to say not only no, but hell no. This is over. I will not tolerate you, nor your manipulation, nor your tactics anymore. We are done. No. Absolutely not. And you need to stand firm in that. And now she's going to probably be mad, which would explain why all these curtains are upturned and this frame's knocked down, because she's probably going to pitch a fit, which is why they're saying you must stand firm. Do not allow her to continue to manipulate your emotions. Do not allow her to continue to lie and fall prey to her lies. You know that she lies. You've caught her. They're saying you caught her red-handed in a lie, in a bad lie. Really, like low blow. She plays dirty. But it's time to come together, make a decision. Because this is, it's discussing something secret. So the two of you have not shared with your family and friends that you two are done, because you haven't officially called it done. But you need to do that, because this is something that two people come together to discuss in secret. If this was talking about finance, it would be, maybe people talking about, underground trading and their secrets and stuff. But this is about a secret. This is about secret affairs, secret lies, something that's shocking. A shocking secret. So you discover something shocking about her that she did to try and trap you. And now you're livid. But you haven't dealt with it yet. You've not dealt with her yet. Angels are encouraging you to sit down and have that conversation and end it. And let people know. Because for some of you, she tries to use family and stuff as another guilt tactic. What will they think? Okay. So they told me to flip over the cards and look at a couple cards on the bottom of the deck. Consolation prize. So again, you put your hook out, you put your fishing line out, you put your net out. You're like, I'm going to catch me some fish. Baby, I might catch me a few fish. I'm going to go swimming real good. And then you get this person who you weren't really expecting them, but you know, it's kind of fun. Why not? But she was a consolation prize. She's not the one that you wanted, which is why you never intended it to be long term, which is why when things started to dwindle and die off and they weren't going well, and for most of you, they weren't going well since it first began. But you were still pollinating until the end. You started spreading your wings. You're like, okay, well, my time here is done. I'm ready to press on. You weren't too heartbroken or too upset about it, but she sensed and knew you were going to leave, which is why she was trying to trick you and keep you stuck. But she was always just a consolation prize. She wasn't really the one you wanted. But she started trying to keep you trapped. You see, he's got this ring above his head. She wasn't really the one that you wanted. She was a consolation prize. And she's trying to make it turn into something more, which is why she was lying and guilting you, because she knows that if she's having health issues or there's pregnancy or she needs money, or she knows how to play on your emotions. And she knows how to turn things from being a temporary consolation, we're just drinking buddies and partying and having fun, how to try and turn that into something more. But you don't want anything more. You have never wanted something more. For some of you, it was just good partying, fun, enjoying your time together. Because this is not happiness of the heart. This is just happiness with friends and family. Just celebrating, jovial, drinking. So for some of you, maybe she likes to drink and maybe you like to drink. So you really just enjoyed partying together. Because you got this sign, vino above. They're all drunk and intoxicated. Maybe you really just wanted to drink and have fun. But that's all you really wanted. But you do want to build a foundation with someone. You just don't want to build it with her. You want to build it with her. So for a number of you, there's actually someone else whom is not the consolation prize. So for some of you, you've been like, oh my gosh, how did I get stuck in this situation? I don't want this situation. This was supposed to be fun. Maybe some fun adult kinkery, but it was just supposed to be fun, partying, lighthearted. Why is she doing this to me? I don't want her. She's a consolation prize. Why is the consolation prize becoming so wicked and twisted and sick? Some of you think she's got like a slight, something's way off. Because it's almost like for some of you, the lie that she did, like it's made you look at her like she is cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. How am I going to get stuck and lassoed to this? I don't want this. You want someone else. They're two different women. This would be attraction to a younger female. So for some of you that do have someone, so for some of you don't have anyone else in mind. Some of you, you do want to build a solid foundation. You know that it's not with her. This would also represent the virgin. Notice she's not married. She's not divorced. She doesn't have kids. You want to be with a relationship with someone that you can build a foundation with. You can have kids with them. You can start that with them. It's not her. Bridge. They're saying it's time to cross that bridge. It's time to walk across that bridge. They're saying whomever that message is for, you're going to know what that means. They're not going to tell me what that means. Blue bridge, there's something about a bridge. It's time for you to cross to the one that you do want to build that with. For some of you, you do know who the one is that you want to build something with. For some of you, she is younger than you. But it's not that one. So, but they want you to see that because they want you to know you aren't going to be stuck with your consolation prize. But to not be stuck, you do have to have that conversation. Because God can line us up with some amazing blessings. I tell some clients and even some friends sometimes, they're like, Nicole, when am I going to meet my love? When are we going to start living this amazing life? When's this going to happen? I'm like, well, when are you going to do something? When are you going to go outside of your house? Yes, God can line up this blessed, amazing person for you. But if you're never going to leave your house, you're never going to take action, you're never going to contact them, or you're just never going to go out and do something where you're going to meet them, how is it going to happen? At some point, we have to do something. We have to do something. It's time for you to do something. But for those of you in section B, it is time for you to end this relationship. Okay, on to the last group. Let's see if we can get you guys wrapped up. Let's see. Honey, we are not done yet, darling. Chill for a moment. She's very excited. She knows I'm going to take her for a walk and get her some ice cream. Okay, so let's see here. Section C. You got a lot of cards. Okay, so you have ask for help, you have celebration, ripeness, surrender the idea you can fix someone. At the bottom it says it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Then we have surrender to complete healing. At the bottom it says open fully to loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And then we have surrender to wonder and awe. And at the bottom it says, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And then at the very end, we have falseness. And this would be the falsità card. So, section C, if you give me 1 second to pick up this fur baby who keeps talking a whole lot. Come on, come on. There you go. Okay, now she'll settle down. Okay, so you've been going through a lot. You have had a lot of struggles. This first card that you have here, celebration. This is all about learning to dance in the rain, because sometimes, when we're going through difficulties, it's really all about our perspective into how we're looking at things. Like, we need to learn how to dance in the rain because you have been in a horrible storm for a very long time. And this is reminding you that your happiness is not dependent upon the outside circumstances. It's an inside job. And also, happiness doesn't just fall on a certain day of the week. Like, Saturdays are not your only happy days of the week. Or holidays, when you're off work, are not the only happy days. Every day is a happy day. You're being encouraged to release your sadness, your sorrow, your depression, your disappointments, your heartbreak. Because for some of you, this is a situation that has been going on for anywhere from 3 to 5 years. For a large number of you, this is actually a legal battle that you've been going through. Maybe for some of you, see how there's these 3 ladies dancing in the rain. Maybe for some of you, it's something involved with sexual discrimination or something. But it's been very difficult. You have been doing your very best to weather the storm, and it's not been easy. It has not been easy. This next card that you have is ripeness. And this is a reminder, like if you look at these plums, fruit will fall from the tree or fall from the vine when it reaches its full ripeness, when it is just full of juicy yumminess. You don't need to pull it off. You don't need to get a hacksaw and cut it off. You don't need to force it off. You don't need to jump up in the tree and struggle to rip it off from the branch. You just allow it to fall off when the time is right. Because when the time is right, and it's full of ripeness, and it's full of juicy yumminess, and the time has come, it will just fall from the tree into your hands. You don't need to expel effort. You don't need to force it. For a number of you, you are trying to force this blessing. You're trying to force this For most of you, it's an ending. It's going from one chapter in your life to another chapter. For a large number of you, it is something tied to a legal matter, a legal dispute. It has been going on for a very long time. But the beautiful thing is, you see this eclipse right here? If you look at this card, you have all these stars up here. So you have felt like you've been in this storm. Things have been dark. Things haven't been clear. You feel like you've been in the city where you can't see the stars. You're like, I don't even know what direction to go. Like, where is the North Star? Because I have been going in circles for years. I don't have any help. I can't figure this out. I'm all on my own. I'm beyond frustrated and disappointed. I've lost my hope in humanity. Is this ever going to be over? How can I shake this fruit off this tree? But you'll notice there's a definitive line in this card, and we have this eclipse right where that line is, and that's where things change. That's where there's a sunrise. That's when the fruit that is ripe falls from the tree. Yesterday, we had the eclipse on the 11th of August, and it's the last eclipse of 2018. We had 5 eclipses this year, and that was the culminating, it was the final one this year. That is the eclipse, because eclipses eclipse things out of our lives, things that are not meant to be there in our life. I think I may have even mentioned that at the beginning of this reading, that many of us have been stuck. We're waiting for something to end. We're waiting to move into the next chapter. Like, when are we getting this juicy yumminess? My mouth is dry. It's ready for it. When do I get to enjoy this? I've been waiting a real long time. But this eclipse is eclipsing this chapter out. It's ending it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to end this next week or two, but by October, you will have the new chapter beginning. Be it a legal matter, you will be receiving the disposition, the determination. But at this point, you're being encouraged to be patient. You are also being encouraged to, you see this card, you see how there's this opening, there's this light at the end of the tunnel. Well, she's not even facing the light at the end of the tunnel. She's staring behind her because she's trying to protect herself. She's got her bow and arrow, she's got her arrows. She's holding on to something that looks like the bottom of the vine, and it could be a grenade, but she's trying to protect herself. She's trying to defend herself. You notice she has her hand up above her heart. She, during this time, has gone through tremendous healing. She's also gone through tremendous heartbreak. She has lost her faith in humanity. She has had people deceive her, lie to her. People that she thought she could trust lie to her, hurt her. So she has been in full-on protection mode, trying to protect herself. Looking back to see, okay, I've got to keep my hand over my heart. What are they going to do to me now? How are they going to hurt me now? Who's going to lie to me now? That if she just turned her head a little bit to the left, she'd see it's over. It's done. You've made it to the end. You just don't know it yet. You no longer need to be in a protective stance. Because for some of you, you do have these people who are coming in to help you at this point. You see how she's walking out toward the light, toward the ocean with her arms open. This is about allowing the universe to help, to heal you, to heal this situation. So for some of you, that maybe it is a legal matter with a company, your company, or business partner. But there are these higher level people. Could be judge, could be executives. But there are these people that want to help you. But because you have been deceived so much, because the people whom you were to count on, may it be your leaders, your management, be it a business partner, the very people you thought would not deceive you and do such hurtful things to harm you, did just that, and did it with purposeful intent. You are so defensive, you don't know who's going to help you and who's going to hurt you. They're saying at this point, those people in your immediate area, venue, so be it that business partner that did you wrong, they're saying for some of you, it could be one person. For some of you, it's a handful of people. But you know who those people are. You know who the deceptive one is that you can't trust. You know that. They're saying that the others, and for most of you, that's like a layer of people above. the ones that hurt you. You can trust them. Allow them to come in and help you because they want to help you. They want to help you make these final last few steps out into the light and out of this darkness, this struggle, this fight that you've been in. They're ready to right the wrongs. You have the surrender to wonder and awe. You are about to receive some blessings for what you have gone through. Many of you, this is something that is tied to karma. It is a karmic cycle that is coming to close. And it's interesting because sometimes people look at karma and they think, oh my gosh, like take my retirement situation. Whew. There have been times that I'm like, what in the world did I mean, I've seen a couple of my past lives, but I didn't do anything to deserve this. I mean, where in the heck is this coming from? But it's not, so the stuff that I'm going through is not karma because I have done someone wrong in a past life, or it would have been real bad. It's not any of that. It's actually because we are at this time, we have timelines collapsing at this point because we are going through the ascension process. And with all these timelines that have been collapsing and have collapsed, and we're now making this transition, we're moving up the dimensions. What's happening at this point, which is why you will notice all these, it's a spiritual war. There is a spiritual war going on right now between good and evil, dark and light, however you would like to phrase that, but don't be deceived. It is a spiritual war, which is why as we are ascending, these lower vibrational beings, entities, activities, so the corruption, the lies, the deception, all these things are coming to the surface. I mean, if you turn on any news channel, you'll get to hear about corruption and lies and sexual activities and deviance and all this stuff that you're like, what in the world has happened to the world? What is going on? Well, those things have to be brought to the surface. They need to be gotten rid of, squelched, ended, done, finished, because those things are not going to be able to ascend with us. Those dark things, lower vibrational things, those things don't get to move on. So it always gets worse before it gets better. So for some of you, kind of like my retirement, mine is paying back karma, karmically fixing things for others. So like a lot of the stuff that's coming to the surface, it's being brought to the surface because it needs to be healed, it needs to be fixed, it needs to stop. So for some of you, you are going through something big, that it is something, it's not that you've karmically done anything wrong, you are actually karmically fixing things for many other people. But you're almost done. And you do have people that want to help you. Allow them to help you. This card, this falseness, so the veil has been lifted with you. You know intuitively who has done you wrong. You know who hasn't. They're saying to allow yourself to trust. Don't be on such a defensive. Allow people to help you. Ask for their help. You have asked for their help, but let them help you. Don't be so guarded. Because again, it's coming back to the true intention. So the people or person who has done this and put you in this whole situation, you already know that. You know who they are. You know they're a sly cat, but you're divinely protected. You're divinely guided. You have nothing to fear. This is about to come to a close. You have reached this point of ripeness. Start to just celebrate life again. Because right now you're like, oh my gosh, this isn't over. I'm still dealing with this. I'm trying to bring this close. It's okay. It's coming to a close. Look, here's the light. Here's the light. You're about to be amazed with these blessings and gifts that God is bringing in you, because this is a karmic situation. This is a big situation. This is huge. But it's almost over. It really is. Ugh. So, you definitely have a snake in your midst. But you know that, again, for those of you that this is your situation, you already know who the liar is. You already know who has done these horrible things to you. You have the il nemico. This is the enemy. It's resentment. It's rivalry. It's concealed hatred. It is an unknown enemy, but the funny thing is you know who they are. You already know who they are. They've tried to hide the fact that they're the enemy. They may have faked like they were being nice and lied through their teeth to you. But it's treachery. It's someone who is meddling with things. It's someone who's very cunning, someone who is working against you. You see, he's holding the snake, and snakes, they have that little forked tongue. So for some of you, he has lied about you. He has gossiped. He has told untruths, intentionally trying to hurt you, to sabotage you. But the interesting thing is you have the della grace in between the two of you. You are here. Now, if you were divinely guided to pick C, this is your message. But I'm going to be taking this from the perspective of a female. But this is a general reading. It's for thousands of people. If you are in fact a male and your divine team said, hey, guess what? C's your message. And this sounds like your situation, then it is your situation. Just flip what I'm saying. But to keep there from being any confusion, you, female, you have a male in your midst who has intentionally tried to hurt you, has been the saboteur, has been the enemy. The beautiful thing, though, because you are divinely guided, this is a card, depending upon, what it is near. It actually lessens the intensity of that. It will belittle the situation. So this guy is trying to do complete harm to you. He is trying to keep you from getting out of this forest unscathed. He's trying to hopefully have you have an arrow hit you in the heart and you fall over and you never make it out of the forest. He's like, no, let's kill her. Let's get her down while she's down. Let's just let her not get out of this mess. He's not going to be successful. He's not. Because you are on the lookout. This is Belvedere. It's the lookout card. It's a card that talks about news coming in. Now, this can be news coming in to reveal someone's true colors, but you already know their true colors. Now, for some of you, what you may be discovering as you come out into the light, as you accept this help from these amazing people who are coming in to help you, who have in fact been helping you, you don't realize it. When they bring that information in, because you have some news coming in, that guess what? What you've been waiting on, this disposition, this decision, this determination, I get for a number of you, it's this justice. It's something tied to a legal matter. When this information comes in, for some, it will reveal some additional information as to what this person did. Because for some, you don't realize how bad it is. But for the rest of you, this is just the arrival of the news that, hey, your time has arrived. Here is the decision. Here is the disposition. Here is what we have determined. You are finally set free. Use this time while you are waiting for the news to come in. You see how she's got this binocular, but she's got it. She actually has it turned the right way. So some of these cards, you look at so for those of you that read cards, if you ever read these, always look at the direction that the binoculars are going, because in some of these decks, she's actually got it flipped the other way where she's looking at herself. They still want you to have that message, but you have news coming in. That's what they want you to know. You have news coming in. While you are waiting for this news to come in, it is going to be good news. It's going to be blessed news. Your blessings are coming in. You are about to receive the rewards that you have been awaiting. You're about to receive the help. You're about to have this come to a close. While you are waiting, continue to have your head on a swivel. Continue to keep an eye out for yourself. You don't need to be so defensive and protective. But also just take a little time for yourself to just start to enjoy life a little bit. Be patient. It's about to happen. But no matter how much you try to force This can go about one of two ways. You can either just stand at the foot of that tree shaking it the whole time, trying to knock the fruit loose. The fruit's going to fall. It will now fall. We have finished this last eclipse. It will be falling, they're saying, for most of you by the end of October. It's going to happen. Now, if you're standing at the foot of a tree every day, shaking the life out of that tree, and you're not getting your hair done, you're not going out to dinner with your friends, you're not just de-stressing and relaxing, it's going to be a stressful couple months or month and a half. Now, I'm not saying for all of you it's going to take that long. For some of you, you could very well get the news in the next week or so. But they're saying majority of you, you will have it by the end of October. But how you go about it is going to determine how comfortable you are this next, up to a month and a half while you're waiting. It can be miserable if you're shaking the tree the whole time. The fruit is going to fall. It is going to conclude. It's going to conclude in your favor. Do you want to be miserable at the bottom of that tree, shaking that tree the whole time, worried who's going to hurt me, who's going to do something now? Oh my gosh, what I need to protect myself from? Or do you want to say, you know what? I don't need to stand at the bottom of this tree anymore. God has got this. I'm going to go get my nails done. I'm going to go dance in the rain. I'm going to reconnect with my friends and my loved ones. And I am going to know that even though things are looking bleak, and even though I don't yet have news and information, I trust that God has got this. And I'm going to enjoy my life. And I'm going to sit here in a state of happiness and patience, opening up for the blessings that are coming in. And then you'll actually kind of enjoy it. It'll be good. If you can do that. Because again, these cards are about what it is you need to do. You need to just have patience. It's about to happen. It will fall when it falls. Open up to help. This is coming to a conclusion because of the help that is coming your way. So, La Vice Signora. You have been very resilient. You've had to have a lot of strength. You have had to continue to go when you felt you could not go anymore. You have, domestico, you have put in a lot of hard work. This has not been easy. As they were saying earlier, for some of you, this is a legal matter, legal battle that has been going on for anywhere from 3 to 5 years. You've been putting a lot of work. It's been very difficult. However, things are about to change for you. This is the Donna di Severzio. This is the helper. For some, this could be saying that the help you have coming in is from a woman. But they're saying for those of you that's a woman that's coming in, it's someone who's honest. You can trust her. You don't need to have your bow and arrow pointed in her direction just in case she moves too fast and you got to shoot her in the jugular. You don't need to do that. She wants to help you. She's there to help you. Let her help. Because this has been such a battle for you. You are on the defensive and don't trust anyone. But you have to trust someone. You cannot and will not bring this to a close on your own. You need to know that you will not bring this to a close on your own. You need the help of your attorneys. You need the help of, if you've got a judge involved, you need the help if this is involved with a legal matter within your corporation or a company. Like look at that, this guy, Monsanto won X millions of dollars in this massive legal battle he's had for years trying to prove that you all caused me cancer. Whatever this legal matter is, you've been fighting this for years. You will not win this on your own. You have so many people that want to help you. You have to let them help you. They all do not want to hurt you. You know who has been doing the deception. You know who's tried to hurt you. You're on to them. You know what they're going to do before they even do it. Allow people to help you. So you have help coming in. Now, for some of you, it's not necessarily a woman that's coming in, but you see how she's got this white hanky? What do people do when they're giving up? They're surrendering, like, okay, it's over, it's over. They're calling peace. They're calling a truce. They're calling the end to this situation. You have someone that is coming in within the immediate future that is going to be calling a truce. They are going to wave the white flag. The war is over. This is done. You win. It's finished. They're going to conclude the situation. And that's when things are going to improve. This person, there's supposed to be stairs. Like she's going to go and she's going to go up. This person, for somebody that may be a person, they are pushing this and elevating it to the next level, or they have pushed it to the next level. And that's why you're getting the news that, hey, it's done. It's over. Here's the news about this new development. That, hey, guess what? All the blocks are gone. This is disgrazia. This is reversed. Now you see if it were upright, this bridge is burnt down. You can't just walk out and walk across the bridge, and you can't just walk out this door down here because you got this big pole in the way. You're trapped. Many of you have felt trapped in this situation. You have felt hopeless. You have felt helpless. You have felt like a complete victim, and some of you have been a victim. It's almost like you've been ganged up on by a bunch of bullies. Some of you just felt like an abusive hostage situation. There's been a lot of conflict. I mean, the one person's gossiping. So for some of you, if it's a situation at work, maybe you've had a whole bunch of coworkers and peers gossiping about you. It's been a very difficult situation. But guess what? You're done. It's over. You are about to receive the news. All these blocks and these things that have kept you imprisoned in this hell that you have been in are falling away. They're done. They're gone. You will no longer be stuck. And you, my dear, sacerdote, this is the priest. For your situation, this is saying that you are going to receive the justice that you are deserving to receive. Because this is, in fact, for nearly all of you, a legal matter. This card's about morality. So many of the things that have happened to you in this situation have been immoral, illegal, unjust, unfair. And God is about to right that, because this card is about divine justice. They want you to know that you have had to go through this because this has been something that has been divinely orchestrated. This is something that is righting the wrongs that have personally occurred to you. But this is also for some of you righting the wrongs for things that have occurred to other people. And change doesn't just happen overnight. Take the guy who just won the lawsuit on Monsanto. They've been poisoning us for how many years? This is step one to fixing this for people. So people aren't getting cancer because of these things and pesticides and all those different things. But it takes that first person to have the courage to go balls to the wall, taking on something big, be it taking on a corporation, taking on whatever needs to be taken on, but whatever was doing something illegal, unjust, corrupt, or downright illegal toward you, those wrongs are about to be righted for you, and they will be righted for other people. So you have not been doing this for no reason. You have not endured this hardship and suffering for no reason. There has been a reason. And it is almost over. And you just need to remember, it's autopilot from here forward. You just need to allow it to happen. Have patience. This is divine justice. You are about to receive divine justice. God's got it. And for some of you, there is someone that will be helping bring this to a close, and that person may be over 50 years old. Because the priest would be someone who is over 50 years old. They could be a top executive, they could be a judge, but they are someone who is helping deliver the divine justice that you are deserving and you will be receiving. So I hope that that helps all of you. I do wish you a lot of love, joy, and blessings, and I will talk with you again soon.